I am Dr. Dinesh Jain. I am representing Max Healthcare. Max Healthcare is a corporate group of hospitals primarily located in the National Capital Region of Delhi. It has been started its journey in year 2001 with the basic motto of providing healthcare with the excellent service and medical excellence and service excellence. Now that journey, when it started, the focus was very clear that excellence had to be achieved. With that motive, the natural focus on automation, information technology also happened. Just to put a perspective to how the journey with Max Healthcare has been so far, I'll share with you the history of the information technology implementations, how they have happened over the years. Initially, Max Healthcare was one of the primary hospitals who, when it started, went for a huge IT implementation. Unfortunately, that was little early for the time, and that implementation failed. Then it went for an Indian implementation. The first one was an international partner. The second was an Indian partner. Unfortunately, again that implementation failed. With that kind of a background, you can very well understand what was the reaction from the hospital management. The third attempt was not taken. It was a conscious decision by the hospital management that IT would be handled in-house. And a very radical shift in decision was taken, where virtually an IT software company was established within the company, within the hospital. We have a small IT department which runs virtually like a software development company. We have an in-house development of hospital information system, which we call as Max HIS. That has been completely developed in-house with the help of partners like IBM and other companies who have been providing the technological support to us. Over a period of time, we developed a whole ecosystem of IT systems, and as I go along in my presentation, I will share with you. The hospital information system ecosystem now comprises of an enterprise hospital information system. There is a centralized database and application which is a client server architecture. It has a patient management system, caters to enterprise purchase and stock handling, consumption billing, revenue tracking, most of the basic functions that any information system should be catering to. Subsequent to that, we also implemented business intelligence system for our dashboarding and reporting purposes. We successfully were able to implement a picture archiving communication system. We have accounting financial systems. Other than that, there is a very unique endeavor which is the quality information system. Now this is I would say a very unique attempt by Max Healthcare, and this mind you would also flows from the single-minded focus towards excellence both in medical and the service quality. With the drive to measure and monitor the quality of service that was being provided by the healthcare organization, it was mandated that we need to measure it and see where we stand it on a daily and a monthly basis. There it was found very difficult. We were struggling to measure it. We found it difficult to parameterize it and to follow it up over a period of time. Now with that thought of mind, we started a project called Project Spurge, and we came up with a unique kind of a information system which is used to capture the information at the point of care, at the point of service delivery, regarding some of the defined parameters daily on a 24-hour basis. that information is collated and dashboarded at the end of the month, and there is a very rigorous management system which goes through that information at the end of every month, and there is a review and audit process based on that. And I will be pleased to say that that has actually helped in the quality improvement both in the clinical as well as the service aspects. Then of course the telemedicine. Now here we talk about the electronic health record. That is one of the missing part in the whole information ecosystem that we are talking about. For the last 2 days, we have been discussing about the electronic health record, the need for it, and the value, that advantage that it is going to bring to us. Being a chain of hospital, here I would just be saying what Mr. Vajarajan just asked. How do we actually want to address the questions of standards? Now the standards, being a corporate hospital, even though we may say that we may not be looking at the questions that will arise when we have a national interoperability or exchange kind of a scenario. But the need for us right now is, the challenges that we are facing right now are that we have around 8 hospitals located in geographically different areas. Maybe within the national capital region, but still separated by distance, and each of the hospital works more or less like an autonomous institution. We are constantly facing the problems of standardization. We have seen that the information system which was designed and implemented over all these years, we have faced problems wherever we had not tackled the standardization of the processes. Wherever we find that 2 of the hospitals are not running the same process for the same workflow, we are in trouble. So that is the clear and present requirement that we are facing, and that is where we are trying to address them. And I hope that once we are ready within our organization, the day we have a national interoperability standards and exchange in place, we would be willing and open to join that exchange. Now, this is a slide I just wanted to show you how the system complexity and the value of service go into hand in hand when we are talking about the components of the basic information system in healthcare. You have a basic hospital information system which caters to the admissions, the scheduling, billing, change management, order management, supply chain, and process workflow. On top of that, we have built the clinical ancillary systems, which comprise of the laboratory, radiology packs, and the pharmacy system. Now, this is the next step where we are looking at introducing the electronic medical record and the CPOE. The reason why I have said the CPOE is still something which we are going to tackle in the next step is because the ordering, we have a electronic ordering system already in place, but since the adoption of that by the clinical providers is, I would say, minimal, maybe around 20% of the clinicians use the current HIS to record the patient encounters, not more than that. But the ordering, whatever ordering is done either by the doctors or by the majority by the nurses. So I would say that it's an electronic ordering system rather than a CPOE. But once that is in place, then we hope to have medication profiles, departmental services, inpatient, outpatient records, as well as emergency patient record, prescription support, and record coding and indexing. Now the next step, here we had taken a jump. We already have a business intelligence in place where, we are using it for business analytics and clinical analytics as well. The clinical analytics, as you can guess, because of the fact that we do not have too much of clinical data on the system, so it is limited. But again, as I was talking about the quality information system, the initiative, there we have a lot of information which is tracked, but that is all voluntary. There is no transaction-based tracking of those information. So, but we do use that information for our clinical analysis. And then on top of the electronic medical record would come the clinical decision support, which would require a lot of knowledge bases, including the clinical pathways, disease protocols, disease management, and outcome measurement. Now, this knowledge bases, I'll be coming back to it again in one of the future slides. This slide I'm just showing you what is the information system environment in a healthcare. It's a HIMSS analytics graph that I have taken, which shows that you have a clinical data repository in the middle of the heart of the information system environment, along with the clinical medical vocabulary, clinical decision support system, CPOE, pharmacy, documentation, all of that coming together and becoming a electronic medical record system. Now that has interfaces with the enterprise master patient index, and we have other ancillary systems running within the hospital, either for the laboratory, radiology techs and departments, documents, billing. All those are communicating with the electronic medical record, and there is a web portal which is for the external stakeholders, be they the consumers or the payers and the employers. Now, when we are talking about the roadmap or the experiences that Max has had with the healthcare automations, what are the drivers? Who are the people and the processes that have driven us to adopt the automation in our organization? First and foremost, as I've already mentioned, quality. Since quality has always been the driving force for the organization or the differentiator for us, we have always seen that IT has been an enabler for the measurement and monitoring and continuous.
You have only 2 more minutes.
Okay. For the improvement in quality. Being a corporate hospital, we have to survive in a competitive business environment where we have to look at the cost and the process improvement. The enterprise resource utilization and planning. We are a small organization but growing rapidly, but we pride ourselves that we are agile and flexible organization, and IT enables in that. Looking at the current scenario, we see that there is an information overload, and IT is supposed to help the clinicians in that. We are looking at the convergence of devices and data. The information transparency, more and more it is becoming apparent that the third party are looking for information transparency. Compliance guidelines, the remote collaboration, rural areas and the aging population. These are some of the drivers for automation. Now, when we are looking at the value realization, we see that there is a lot of enterprise data that is available. But how do we convert that into meaningful information? That is a question. Now, once we have converted that data into meaningful information, how do we apply it for our informed decisions and then ultimately translate that into performance? What is the healthcare expectations from these systems? The healthcare expects that the information will be available at the point of care. We are talking about the availability at the point where the encounter is happening between the doctor, the clinician and the patient. The clinician also expects that there will be support for the evidence-based system medicine. When we are talking about the resistance, we have been discussing that for the last 2 days. What we have found is that getting the buy-in from the clinicians also depends on empowering the decisions for their decisions, as well as to the power or the hold over the information. Most of the time we find that we ask the clinicians to feed in the data, but once they ask for the data, that is very difficult to come by. Now, once the patient is sitting in front of the doctor and the doctor requires the information, he just wants the information now. He can't wait for it. That is something which has still been a big pain for the clinicians. The information that is collected, the data that is available, that is required for the outcome analysis. We require
Dr. Ray, you should be winding up.
I just
few
use
seconds.
it.
Please. Not 2 minutes.
Thank
1
you.
minute.
Real-time monitoring of the processes, availability of information, improved business insight. I just skip through this. What are the challenges to adoption? What we have seen is that broadly there are technological, financial, user-related, industry-specific challenges. Technologically, we have the applications are still evolving. There are point-of-care access in a distributed environment. The clinical applications are all fragmented. There is a lack of interoperability, and there are no gold standards. What we require? We require open standards, and those open standards should be followed across the industry. We should have open source development as well. Greater involvement of healthcare experts are required. The solutions are available, but they are costly. The budgets are low. How do we break those cost barriers? We have talked about the resistance to change. There is a lack of process maturity. The processes are not that mature in the healthcare industry as they are in the other industry like finance and the banking industry. The industry standards are still work in progress. Usable clinical knowledge bases, that is again one of the areas where there is a lot of concern, and there is a balance between security and accessibility that needs to be tackled. I'll just skip all these. How do we lead to a sustainable healthcare using the information system? Information system brings the benefits by taking care of the time and place, bringing in the standardization in the process and workflows, providing the coordination, providing the decision support, providing retrospective analysis and predictive analysis once we have the data in place. Where are we? This is just my last slide. I would say that we have crossed stage 1 and we are somewhere on stage 2. This is again a HIMSS analytics adoption model which they use for measuring the EMR adoption throughout the US, and the year-on-year review they come out with, the statistics they come out with are not very flattering for the US industry also. We hope that by the next year we should be somewhere at stage 3. Thank you so much.